Welcome to another special edition of the show. We're going to break it down, the Pistons versus the T-Pups. I'm Steve Diamond, and Isaac Vogel out again this week, so we have a very special guest. Welcome, Chuck Burgundy. Well, Diamond, it's great to be here in the presence of the legendary Diamond. It's a pleasure to be on the show. I'm excited to give my breakdown on why I think the Pistons in their debut season are going to run away with the Gold Cup. So, you do your thing, and then I'll do my thing. Well, you know what? It's great to be here with you, and I'm glad just to have a co-host so we can be a little bit more conversational, because guess what? Recreational Gold Cup this week. I'm talking T-Pups, why they're going to win. Chuck, sounds like you think the Pistons are going to pull off a Season 1 debut victory, so let's get right into it right now. The Timber Puppies were 7-1 during the season. They had one loss to the Madmen. Guess what? The Madmen in the second round of the playoff lost to the Pistons. The Pistons lost to the Madmen by 25 points during the season, and the Timber Puppies lost to the Madmen. We have a sick math equation going on right now, but throw that all out the window because the Timber Puppies are one of the most experienced squads in rec. This team, like I said, 7-1. They were missing Eric Parkin in the middle when they lost to the Madmen. What a huge blow to the team. This guy's only 6'3", but he throws his weight around on the inside. He can pull down 10 or 12 rebounds. It's going to be real interesting to see him match up against Moen, who has a lot of rebounds per game. We'll get into that in just one second. I think the best matchup in this game, and really where it's going to be determined, is Sean Ball versus Justin Hamilton. Ball is a strong candidate for MVP. I think he's going to get the award. It's not up to me. If it was, he'd already have it. But Hamilton, I think, can try to stop him, but Chuck, I don't think he has a chance. And we're talking about Kyle N1 Wenzel. This guy is sick from the line, 82%, and he's shooting 45%-ish from the field this year, and even higher than that in the comp division. He gets to the line. You know what you got to do? You got to not have these guys go to the free throw line, and that's not going to happen. Sean Ball, he's also shooting 75% from the line. Key to this game for me is the guys who are typically not factors. And when I say not factors, they're factors in the W's, but they're not the headline guys, the Wenzels, the Balls. It's going to be Marco Maiano. He's a solid addition to the team, snubbed on the Rookie of the Year in my mind, 11.6 rebounds and 4 assists a game. And you know what? He didn't show up against the Madmen, but with the exception of that, he's been pretty solid all game. So I'm going to talk about 4 matchups that matter this game. Wenzel versus May. I'm giving the advantage to Wenzel. That's an obvious one in my mind. May's a fighter, but he ain't going to get the victory in that matchup. Matchup number 2, Maiano, they're going to put him on Richter. That's a tie in my mind. Give Richter the edge if he's hot behind the three-point line. Ball versus Hamilton, advantage Sean Ball. You can't tell me an MVP candidate like Sean Ball, who can drive the lane and have those skills, is not going to be able to take out Justin Hamilton. But I do think Hamilton is one of the stronger power forwards in the league. I just don't think he has the edge on Ball. And Parkin versus Moen. I'm giving the advantage to actually nobody in this one because I think it's a wash. I think both big guys can bang it out. Moen's strong on the boards but a little weak on the shot at times. And I think Parkin strong on the shot and good on the board. So overall, advantage Timber Puppies. I think they're racing on to yet another Gold Cup. Count it as a W for the Timber Puppies. That's right, Steve Diamond said it. Cool it down, Diamond. Watch out, because I'm talking about the Pistons. You sound pretty confident about the T-Pups. I got paper, too. Guess what? I got statistics, too, Diamond. I can rattle it off just like the co-host Vogel, who ain't here. I'm Chuck Burgundy, and I'm going to tell you why the Pistons are going to win. This is why. Well, let me get my notes out right here. After a dismal 3-4 start, the Pistons, right? They have the most momentum. Diamond, I can't believe you don't even give them credit for that right now. The team was 3-4 during the season. They took out a team in the first round. They went right to the Madmen. They took them out. Last week with the Sonics, they had a last-second shot that they withstood the pressure of, and the Pistons are going strong. They have the momentum going into this Gold Cup game. We're going to talk a little about what makes this team who they are, the core, if you will. Steve Richter, 38% from three-point land. He's the guy who you want shooting it all night long. So Pistons, if you're listening up, get the ball into Steve Richter's hands and let him shake the ball loose and get the dirty mix all over the Timber Puppies. Now let's talk about the downside, though. The part that scares me about the fact that I would wager on the Pistons to win, and that's their free throw percentage is not good. It's not good at all. And the top free throw shooter, is averaging around 65-70%. Those who need a little help, Jared Moen, 38% from the line. Justin Hamilton, 38.5% from the line. Now these guys, you need to get in the gym over the next couple days and practice those free throws. 200 a day. Do it up if you can. Justin Hamilton is going to be a key in this factor versus Sean Ball. That guy needs to be the silent leader on the floor for these guys. He can do it. He's calm and composed. And now the upside is going to be rebounding. Jared Moen, a 6'7" guy, he's in the house. 19, 15, and 17 rebounds the last 3 games. The downside is the free throws, but if the Pistons can click on all cylinders, no pun intended, they're running away with this, Diamond. Well, you know what? I think that analysis is a little bit too much, but I'm going to respect you, Chuck. Welcome to the set of the show right now. You think the Pistons got it, I think the T-Pups got it, but you got to be courtside this Wednesday night when the game tips off to see, because we can give it analysis, but when it comes down to it, it's what happens on the court, folks. A couple of things to remember. Chuck, thanks for showing up in the studio. You look like somebody I know, but I can't put my finger on it. UH Dream Team coming up this weekend. They're going to scrimmage. Team 1 and Team 2, the state championship coming up. Stay tuned on the UH Network to check out more about that. Don't forget, spring seasons are coming up as well. We got Top Flight and Comp. Next week episode is going to be dedicated solely to the competitive division and the Top Flight Gold Cup. We're done with rec for next week because it's all getting done with the T-Pups and the Pistons this Wednesday night. So check it out on uhnetwork.com.